And now, it's Boomer Life. Lifestyle discussion designed to make your life more engaging, meaningful, and complete. Celebrating the baby boomer generation, this is Boomer Life on CIL 650.
Something tells me I'm into something good. Something tells me I'm into something.
Hey, and welcome to the show. I'm Zach Spencer, and today we're going to be talking about Opal by Element, and we have one of the most energetic people I know. Candy Ho is here, is the Director and Vice President, Marketing and Corporate Relations of Element Lifestyle Retirement. And also joining us is Vice President of Operations at Element is Gregory Condon. Welcome to the show, both
Thanks,
of you.
Zach.
Would you agree that Candy has an infectious nature, the positivity?
I don't know. No, she's what you see is what you get with Candy.
A tour de force.
She's the ultimate genuine person.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's great. And we're going to be talking about something that is affecting many families. Parents getting older, and what do they call it? The sandwich generation.
Yes,
of grown children looking after their kids and then helping to look after their parents.
That's right.
And so it's a real problem. And I think that Opal by Element and Element generally sort of has a solution for that. It's getting the parents set up in a home before it becomes a crisis, right?
That's right.
And getting them set up in a place where they're comfortable and living their life and not having to maybe move again. Would you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely. So we're very unique in that we provide independent living and assisted living, as well as licensed registered nursing, all in one place so that they don't have to move again, no matter how their state of health changes. But we do it in a way that they'd feel encouraged to come earlier before the problems arise, so they're not scrambling, and it allows the family to have peace of mind. But not only just that their parents are taken care of, if they so choose, they could even live together in the same residence, and that's taking away the logistical nightmare of trying to visit the parents and then run back home and get the kids in bed and all that. So yeah, we're trying to provide something that isn't just solving the seniors' care needs, but the entire family's situation of life. Yeah.
Now, Opal by Element is at the corner of King Ed and Cambie. And as I've mentioned, every time we've done the show, it's near my house, and I walk my dog by the site, and the houses are gone. There's diggers moving dirt, and it's all happening, right?
Very exciting. It's progressing quickly. Yeah.
And so what is the projection for being open?
Well, it's basically a 2-year build, so I guess spring of 2019.
Yeah,
correct?
we started February 21st, so it should be February if all goes smoothly.
And this is something that is important to people. Well, we're broadcasting throughout the greater Vancouver area, but a lot of people maybe lived in a neighborhood and they want to stay in a neighborhood, even if they're downsizing from their home into something like Opal by Element. So do a lot of the people that come to your Discovery Center, are they from generally that part of the city?
Yes, they live within about 2 kilometers.
Really?
And a few of them actually live within a block. So, yes. Yeah, they are used to their neighborhood and their lifestyle and familiarity. And generally, their family also stay in the same area. So, and that's what we recognize with all of the residences that we'll be developing and operating is that the seniors and their families want to stay in that area. So we always do engage the community to understand their local needs and desires. Yeah.
So what's the next project? I mean, we're 2 years out from this one being finished, but what's the plan? Where are you going next?
Well, we have 17 acres in Langley. It's across from the Langley Event Center, and we'll be connected to the European High Street with mixed-use retail and commercial. And that one is the 17-acre master plan community that won us the Intergenerational International Award. So that one is going through rezoning this year. We anticipate it having third reading by the end of this year. And then the first building would then be, we take it through development Actually, we applied for development permit on rezoning for the first building. And that's a 20-story high-rise.
So is that a multi-year project?
Yes, yeah. That one is multi-year, and it's actually a total buildable area of 750,000 square feet, which is about 900 units. So that one will be some buildings that are retirement with activities that welcome the family, but also allow the younger generations to live within walking distance. So that's why the intergenerational, some of the buildings will be for the younger family. And we would incorporate some programming that is for children to possibly attend preschool, kindergarten, right in our community.
So with Element, are you basically trying to make this the model for the future?
That's right. We call it, no, it used to be the continuum of lifestyles. It was aging in place. And now we're saying that it's aging in place and families growing in place, living in place.
Now, Gregory, what is your background? How did you come to Element and Opal by Element? Is it you've always been in the retirement industry or other facets? What did you do?
It's a bit of a journey, and it might take a minute or two to answer that question. But
We have an hour. So
I've spent my entire adult life working in the hospitality and seniors industry. So I started out at 15 years old working as a pizza delivery boy, and I worked in 2 family businesses, restaurants, dining rooms, nightclubs. Then I progressed when I had a young family, decided it was good to go into the hotel side of things. The hours are a little bit more agreeable to raise a family, and I came up through the food and beverage ranks in hospitality and moved to British Columbia about 1990 from Calgary. I was born and raised there. And the last hotel I was involved with prior to getting into the seniors industry was a Marriott Hotel downtown Vancouver as a general manager. So I've done all the jobs in a hotel. I've done all the jobs in a restaurant, bars, restaurants, etc.
And are those skills transferable?
They are, yeah, and I'll get into that in a minute. Following that, I ended up working for a company named Century Group. It's a local company. I live in Tsawwassen, and they were based in Tsawwassen for many years. And I helped, my role in that company was building up a portfolio of seniors communities called BRIA communities, which I'm very proud of for intergenerational communities, 2 care centers, licensed private pay care, a restaurant, hotel, and the second Marriott hotel that was being built. So I came to Element, last July, and had the opportunity to transfer my skills and expertise into this new startup company, and an opportunity to work with the famous Don Ho. He's an icon in the industry for those that know him, and work with people, Candy and her sister Wendy in the company, and we've got a very dynamic team now. So yeah, I guess all told, about 40 years doing hospitality, one way or another.
And does that translate nicely into this line of
It does. Our business in seniors housing is very much in many ways like a hotel, and we used to call it cruise ship style living. Many things are transferable, and as a result of that, you're seeing a lot of hoteliers and hotel people getting into the business. It's a natural progression, and with the training, because seniors housing is so new, it's just a natural progression for people that want to do something meaningful. People, you get to know residents at a more intimate level versus a hotel. That I would say is the biggest difference. But in terms of the housekeeping, the amenities, the food and beverage, the recreational type things, the biggest differences are the recreational, and in a hotel wouldn't have a private pay licensed care center. But on the independent living side of things, very many similarities.
I guess if you can run hundreds of rooms every night with huge conventions, that's trial by fire. This is maybe it's a similar that you have all of those moving parts. Maybe not as many, but it's if you can juggle all those balls, I'm sure you can do this, right?
I'd say the difference too is that because you say it is we get to know the families more intimately. It is their home, whereas in a hotel you only get to know them for the few nights, and it's very transient. So here it's a very different approach to.
The exception being maybe an extended stay hotel, which I've operated, but the level of intimacy is very different. And the other big difference is in a hotel, in many hotels start their day, with zero occupancy. So it's nerve-wracking, whereas in the seniors housing industry, it's a gradual build-up, and when the buildings are stabilized, you usually don't have a lot of transition.
Do we have enough places for seniors in BC, do you think?
Certainly not, especially knowing the demographics coming up, and the government of course, we have an amazing universal healthcare system, and we try to provide for everybody. But with the population growth just coming at this pace, and not enough taxpayers to be able to fund buildings, it's also a long process to build. I don't think we're equipped to be able to provide enough without also tapping into these operators that's all we do. Yeah.
Well, it's go with the experts, right? Sometimes government isn't the best at doing these things, having private enterprise run it.
And they
more
also
efficiently,
have a
right?
very different model in that it's very institutional, right? When you get government doing it, it is institutional. It's not so much a home. And so I think I mentioned last time in the interview that we had Providence Healthcare approaching us and saying, oh, we wish we could do the same. It's a different feeling. But they say that, it would be really lovely if we could see in 50 years that this is the norm. And I said, yes, private companies, we'll try our best. But of course, for it to be the norm, somehow the public sector also needs to approach it in a less institutional way, because nobody wants to be pushed into a sad nursing home hospital environment for however many decades through their aging, because aging, as we keep talking about, there's a stage where they're still very vibrant and independent and active, and then slowly they need a little bit more assistance, but that's not institutional care environment. No. Yeah. So
and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about how you have a couple that's together and one needs more care and the other one is still able to go about their regular activities. We're going to get in a little bit about the specifics of Opal by Element at the corner of King Ed and Cambie. As we mentioned, shovels are in the ground and it's going to be exciting for the launch in 2 years in the spring of 2019. We'll talk more about it next on CIAL 650.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CIAL 650.